Most people never realize this. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why a single sentence can stay with someone for decades. Why complete strangers can change the course of a person's life. And why someone may still remember something you said years ago, even if you've forgotten it completely. But first, I want you to do something. Think back to your childhood. Not a whole year, not a whole memory, just one sentence. One sentence someone said to you. Maybe a teacher, maybe a friend, maybe a parent, maybe someone you barely remember. Funny thing is, most people can't remember what they ate 3 days ago, but they can remember a sentence from 20 years ago. Why? Because words don't just enter our ears. Sometimes they become part of our identity. And that's where this story begins. When Sarah was 14 years old, she sat in the back row of her classroom. She wasn't the smartest student. She wasn't the most popular. She wasn't the athlete everyone talked about. Most days she felt invisible. The kind of invisible that hurts. The kind where you start believing nobody notices whether you're there or not. One afternoon, after class ended, her teacher stopped her, not because she was in trouble, not because she had done something impressive. The teacher simply said, "You ask questions that smart people ask." That's all. 7 words. The teacher moved on with the day. Sarah didn't. Years later, she would say that moment changed how she saw herself, not because it instantly transformed her life, but because it planted a thought. Maybe I'm more capable than I think. Maybe there's something in me worth developing. Maybe I shouldn't give up. Today she's an engineer. And here's the unbelievable part. That teacher never knew, never saw the impact, never received a thank you, never got credit. Imagine that, changing a life without ever finding out. Now hold on to that thought, because it gets even more interesting. Researchers studying human relationships discovered something surprising. People consistently underestimate how much their positive comments affect others. In simple terms, the compliment you almost didn't give, the encouraging message you almost didn't send, the kind word you thought was too small to matter, often matters far more than you realize. And once you understand that, you'll never look at conversations the same way again. But let me tell you another story. 3 years ago, a man named David sat alone in a parking lot at 2 in the morning. No music, no phone calls, no one around. Just silence. The kind of silence that feels heavy. He had lost his job. His bills were piling up. His marriage was falling apart. Everything seemed to be collapsing at the same time. And like many people in pain, he told nobody. Because that's what people often do. They smile, they nod, they say they're fine, and then they carry the weight alone. Then his phone lit up. One message from an old coworker he hadn't spoken to in months. 4 words. "I believe in you." 4 words, not a speech, not advice, not a lecture. Just 4 words. David later admitted those words arrived at exactly the right moment. Today, he owns a thriving company. The person who sent the text still has no idea what those words meant that night. Think about that. A message that took 5 seconds to send, an impact that lasted years. Now let me ask you something. How many moments like that exist around you right now? How many people are carrying burdens you can't see? How many people are fighting battles behind closed doors? The answer is probably more than you think. Because appearances are incredibly misleading. The confident person may be battling anxiety. The successful person may feel like a failure. The person making everyone laugh may secretly feel alone. The strongest-looking person may be exhausted. And that's exactly why kindness matters, because you never truly know what someone is carrying. Quick question. Have you ever received a compliment that you still remember? Most people have. Now, here's another question. Have you ever received an insult you still remember? Most people have that too. Interesting, isn't it? A few seconds, a few words, years of impact. That's the power we all carry, whether we realize it or not. And here's a story that proves it. A high school basketball coach had a player nobody believed in. The player was awkward, slow, always sitting on the bench. Parents questioned why he remained on the team. Other players doubted him. Even he doubted himself. But every practice, the coach repeated the same message. You belong here. Again and again. You belong here. Months passed, then years. The player improved, not overnight, not magically, just steadily. Eventually, he earned a college scholarship. When someone later asked what changed everything, he didn't mention talent. He didn't mention luck. He didn't mention genetics. He mentioned belief. Someone saw potential before results existed. Someone believed before success arrived. And sometimes that's all a person needs. Not certainty, not guarantees, just belief. Now let's pause for a second. Look around your life. Think about the people you remember most. Not the richest, not the most famous, not the most powerful. The people who left the deepest impact. What do they all have in common? Chances are they made you feel seen. They made you feel valued. They made you feel stronger. Because at the end of the day, people rarely remember every conversation, but they remember how those conversations made them feel. And that's where influence actually comes from. Not status, not followers, not money, not titles. Real influence comes from helping people see something better in themselves. Here's something nobody talks about. Most people spend years trying to impress others, but the people who change lives focus on encouraging others. There's a huge difference. One is about receiving attention, the other is about giving strength. One fades, the other multiplies. Because encouraged people often encourage other people. Hope spreads, confidence spreads, belief spreads, and so does discouragement. Which means every interaction is an opportunity to leave someone stronger or weaker, more hopeful or more discouraged, more confident or more doubtful. And the scary part? You may never know which one happened. That's why character matters when nobody is watching. Because every conversation leaves something behind. Every interaction plants something. Every word creates a ripple. And ripples travel farther than we imagine. Right now, somewhere in the world, someone is succeeding because a person encouraged them years ago. Right now, someone is refusing to quit because another person believed in them. Right now, someone is overcoming fear because somebody gave them confidence when they needed it most. And maybe, right now, someone you know needs that from you. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Someone is waiting for a message, a conversation, a reminder, a reason to keep going. And you might be the person capable of providing it. Think about how powerful that is. Not because you're perfect, not because you're extraordinary, but because you're present. Because you're capable of choosing encouragement. Because you're capable of choosing kindness. Because you're capable of becoming the person who lifts instead of tears down. And the world desperately needs more of that. It already has enough critics, enough negativity, enough judgment, enough people pointing out flaws. What it needs are builders. People who build confidence, build courage, build hope, build resilience, build belief. People who leave others better than they found them. So here's my challenge to you. Before this day ends, reach out to one person. Just one. Send the text, make the call, give the compliment, offer the encouragement. Tell them what you genuinely admire about them. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't assume they already know. Don't assume someone else will say it. Because one sentence can change a day. One day can change a direction. And one direction can change an entire life. Years from now, they may forget what you were wearing. They may forget where you were. They may forget the details. But they'll never forget how you made them feel. And when your life is measured one day, your greatest legacy won't be your possessions. It won't be your title. It won't be your bank account. It won't even be your achievements. Your greatest legacy will be the people who became stronger because you were part of their journey. The confidence you built, the hope you restored, the courage you inspired, the lives you touched without ever realizing it. Because the strongest person in the room isn't the loudest, isn't the richest, isn't the most feared. The strongest person in the room is the one who helps others discover their own strength. And somewhere, right now, someone is waiting for that person. Someone is waiting for a word of encouragement, a message, a reminder that they matter, a reason not to give up. And maybe, just maybe, that person is you. So before you leave this video, think of one person who needs to hear from you today. Send the text, make the call, tell them what they mean to you. You never know how much a few sincere words can change a life. If this message inspired you, comment "Inspire" below. Share this video with someone who makes others better, or someone who needs to be reminded that they matter. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories and messages that uplift, motivate, and inspire. Now go be the reason someone believes in themselves a little more today.